Hello, everyone, and welcome to February 2022 monthly vibe. It is an honor and pleasure to be here with you and to do this transmission. This is going to be the last monthly vibe that we do it in this format that is going to be uploaded onto YouTube and where we're doing it live. And for those of you that are on this private Zoom, thank you so much for accompanying me and holding space. So we're going to begin speaking about before I begin the transmission of February, of why we're not going to have these monthly vibes anymore. It's the monthly gatherings are going to still continue. We are going to evolve to another platform. It's going to be a membership platform where it's going to be private, where you can be completely yourselves and you can make your own contacts and connect in this like-minded community. So it's very difficult at times to keep me censored, perhaps. And I've learned that through since February of 2020, when I have given birth to this monthly vibe, I wanted to give back to those that have been going through struggles or tribulations, feeling isolated, feeling lonely, feeling fear, some sense of hope, direction, validation from angelic guidance from their higher selves. And every single month, it was just an offering that I truly wanted to do from the bottom of my heart. But like everything in life, things evolve, and like seasons, they shift. And just like friendships, we evolve and we recalibrate into something different. So what I feel that at this moment in time, where there is a place of, it shouldn't be a place of this monthly vibe transmission and the community that we have built all together on this platform, janetnamaste.com, on Instagram. And it's a place of love. It's a place to eradicate fear. It's a place of realness, of authenticity, of genuine caring, of connection. It isn't bullshit. It isn't superficial. And it isn't negative. And what I've realized is that through life, we go through our shifts and changes. And for the past 6 months, I felt that I myself was a bit out of balance. And it's the balance of giving and receiving. And it's something about sharing and are you ready to receive? So I myself have been guilty of oversharing, and not with this community at all. This is like such a beautiful, loving community. And but it's in other places in my life. And besides doing this transmission and the healing work that I dedicated my life to, I'm also a mother, a wife, and play many roles. So my role as a light worker, as an intuitive, is to teach others so they themselves start trusting their own lives in their own destiny. So what is happening on the macrocosm is it seems like there's a limited supply chain that's happening. And this is starting now in 2022. And for those of you that have joined me on my vision quest of 2022, we spoke about this, about the entire year and the theme of the particular year, which is going to be where we're going to learn it's not going to be an easy year, let's say. There's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations, but when you know your authentic worth and yourself, you're not going to feel that your supply chain that is within yourself, the energy, the prana that you have, is going to be limited, because the world around us at this moment in time, there's a scarcity mindset. And what is happening energetically, and we're really going to feel this in the month of February, is that there's going to be this push and pull, these energies of unexpected, unpredictable, of trying to put the collective in an energy of fear So then you'll just be like, oh, whatever, I'll just do it. Who cares? And I'm not speaking about what I'll do, because apparently I got in trouble for that. And I'm not gonna, I'm no longer going to get in trouble. We're going to find other ways where we could speak our truth. But I think everyone here knows what we're talking about. And it's not just about what's happening outside in politics in itself. It's happening even of our identities. And this has to do with of what we came here on this planet Earth to give. We all have unique gifts, unique talents. And this is the year of really owning in and removing and integrating that lack and scarcity mindset that is what the collective is trying to conspire. And this is really what's happening in the world, in countries where they're sharing land, but they're going at war with one another. Even the people, like there's even in certain villages and cities, it's quite interesting, you know. So there's going to be a really deep healing on a personal level, where you're going to ask, where in my supply chain, where in my own pranic force, where am I overgiving or undergiving myself? So that's why it's imperative that we share our voices with love in a place of safety, because what happens more often than not, you're going to feel that there's going to be the rug being pulled underneath you. There's a breaking down or shaking up. And a lot of us, there's been like a lot of, it's been spiritual awakenings, and it doesn't have to be so traumatic of the dark night of the soul. But I know for those that are here live and to those that are watching, because like attracts like, the past 5 to 7 years in itself have been extremely challenging. We have lost people that we've loved. We have suffered on it's of deaths and rebirths within ourselves, but the rebirth that we are, the evolved, because we're here, if we're all on this call tonight, we're evolved, we're ready to step up and to step into our truth, because when you don't, your bodies will tell you. And when about a few months ago, when I went through a traumatic experience, my body told me, and I'm like, what's happening? Why am I anxious? But if you have a spiritual practice that you dedicate yourself to, it's almost like this spiritual jar, that when the moment where we go through a bump, and it could be traumatic, it could be something that's fearful, especially when it has to do with things that is our Achilles heel. So what may be my Achilles heel may be different for you. You know, for you, it could be financial or family or health, or we all go through different things. But if I didn't have my practice every single morning, that I wake up at 5 o'clock, it's no negotiations for me. It's just, I don't even need an alarm anymore, and go through the practice and connect in the way that I connect to the creator, to the light, to source. And I feed my light force, even the times when everything is great and smooth sailing, right? But what happens is that when we go through that challenging time, we don't feel that we're not being supported, because we go into that jar of that collective good juju, that good spirituality that's there. And that is what I call faith. And when you are aligned with that, synchronicity would start happening. Angels, you know, I have a class that's like, you know, connecting with your angels. Angels will start giving you messages. People that have passed over will give you certain signs. And it's through smell, it's through taste, it's through touch, it's through a song, it's remembrance. But if we're not aware, if we're not mindful and in the moment, you can lose that opportunity to actually find that connection of validation that you are on the right path. And many times people that are in fear, especially what the collective, the macrocosm is trying to do at times, is like, you know, fear is control, right? What the fear at times, we start numbing ourselves. And numbing ourselves could be even overly meditating, by the way. When we overly do something, we numb it because we don't want to feel. But in order for us to actually evolve and go into the doors of our destiny, we must feel, right? They say our issues are in our tissues. Our body will let us know. So when that happened to me a couple of months ago, my body communicated with me. And that was the moment when I knew that I needed to pick and choose with whom and the information that is being shared, and being around people that are here that will raise the vibration. So it impacts us all. It impacts us all. We're here on this planet Earth together. We all decided collectively before we came here. When I do the Destiny Blueprint, I go into the soul's plan, and we're able to decipher what it is that we came here to do. We're here to support one another, to love one another, to share one another, and to get inspired. But we have to speak up in the most loving way and ask questions. So this is why I chose at this moment in time to take these monthly vibes and to put it on a membership platform. I'm still going to be doing other, like, raw, real talks, and whatever I can give, I will. But this is something that I want there to be a space of openness, expansiveness, and a place of reciprocity. So let's now get into the energy of February. February is a soul shifting month. And I truly believe, and it's not what I believe, it's what is happening, that this is actually the beginning of a new year. It is the beginning of a lunar new year. This is, we know that, right? But it's not just the lunar new year. When we enter 2022 back in January, of the January 1st, we entered it in with Venus in retrograde. When Venus is in retrograde, it allows us to go within and to really go into this introspective, energetic quest of what it is that we have been neglecting of our own compassion, our own beauty, our own talents, our creativity. And then soon after that, Mercury went into retrograde, right? So here we are with Venus retrograde, then Mercury retrograde. So everything kind of went on pause and going within. How am I viewing myself? Am I playing too small? Am I afraid to speak up? Am I afraid to show my face? Am I afraid to be seen and be heard? Where did this derive from? And then when Mercury went into retrograde, then it has to do about communication. Where am I not communicating properly? So here we are transmitting this information on the 3rd of February. And this is the day where Mercury goes stationary. It's finally going direct. But we're still not out of the woods yet when it comes down to being cognizant and being mindful of the way that we communicate with one another, especially ourselves. And today, goodness, I had a few Mercury retrograde stuff where my refrigerator stopped working. Something happened with the car. So there's a lot of stuff that was happening in my home with when things go stationary, right? When Mercury goes stationary, it's like this pause. And then in the next few weeks, we're going to feel the trajectory, it's going to be a quest of going much quicker, but the trajectory of our vision and everything that we're going into will be much clearer at that time. And things are going to start moving faster. And actually in the next 12 weeks, we are retrograde free with any planet in retrograde, which is kind of cool. So it's good to keep a journal and write down of when no planets are retrograde, and then later on planets they end up being retrograde throughout the entire year. So for the next 12 weeks, we're in the clear in the sense where there's going to be so many changes, but yet you're going to see who out there is really going to be mindful of their communication. So this being the beginning of the new year, let's say, because now we're now in the clear. Venus is out of retrograde, Mercury, and here we are beginning the lunar new year. And I want to speak a little bit about the water tiger. You know, the tiger inspires us to see broader horizons, and water. The tiger is also, it's an animal of that will leap and run before, very quickly. So it's unpredictable. So this entire year, we're going into a year of complete unpredictability. And the most important thing, and this is Kabbalistic wisdom, those that know me know that I'm an avid student for over 2 decades. This is the time to be proactive and not reactive. The entire year, we're going to be tested about this, because you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of impulsiveness and aggressiveness from others. And water, like I mentioned before, it's an emotional element. The water element is here to take our emotions that are inside of us, generationally, actually, so we could transmute it and clear it. Water is a great conductor of energy as well. So this is the moment in time, 2022, which equals the number 6. It's a Venus where we, with love, Venus is all about love and balance and harmony. With love, we go within and we don't criticize the emotions that we felt or beat ourselves up because of what we have hindered in and didn't go through those doors when we did. There's no time lost. There's no, you never miss the bus, put it that way. It's just what I do advise everyone to say, to do this year and always, is not to wait for tomorrow to say the words that you want to say to a loved one or to an adversary. And I'm not saying to pick up the phone or email and say, because then it's about you. You're just like blurting it out. And you could even write a letter and not even send it. But it's important that you get that out, because the tiger's tendency of the lunar new year, right? The tiger it's towards occasional, it'll just go. Like this is a water, the water element doesn't have to dampen the tiger spirit, but rather it's like this cool, like feline that, that we need to, it's telling us, look before we leap. Like, don't get it, to remove that ego aspect. So on a numerological level, like 2022 is also, it's going to take number 2. Like if you take the number 2 is about, there's the right doors and the left doors. And this is what I speak about, the higher octave and the lower octave, depending on your destined path. And the lower octave of a number 2 is the fear of loneliness, the fear. And when there's a fear of loneliness, we stay in a relationship maybe one day too long, or 1 month too long, or we stay in a situation because the fear of loneliness exceeds our own self-worth. The positive side and the high and the elevated energetic translation of number 2 is of soulmate energy within, and knowing that your happiness doesn't derive from outside sources or anybody else except for you and yourself. And there's an abundance of energy, and this is now, an abundance of energy of love that's out there, but you must exude that from your beingness, from your breath, from your auric field, from every single cell of your body, and you too will attract that. We all want the safety, we all want security, and that is the energy of 2. So if we go in there, it takes surrender, and surrender doesn't mean giving up, surrender is actually one of the greatest acts of courage. Surrendering is, I no longer will negotiate my soul's worth, and I choose me and only love, nothing less. And that's it. So there's really, like, this is a year where with the lunar new year, that the tiger is going to yearn to expand beyond worlds. So there's going to be a really awakening. You thought you were awake, but you're going to be even more awake. And there's going to be a sense of going into community and growing and evolving even more than you've ever gone through before, because the 6th year is where we're activating our intuition. It's a year of being big, bold, brilliant, of being and to honor the energies of the feeling of lack or restlessness or rebellious or discontent. So the tiger is also, by the way, they're extremely intelligent, and they can be easily bored. They can take a nap. And if you take a nap and you're meaning, when I say take a nap, you're not in the moment, that's when you may not have that opportunity to see the validation of the angelic guide from and also the 5D, 6D and the other side, the other dimensions. So just know that this is a year of manifesting your deepest inspirations. And if you want to know more of 2022, I encourage you and I invite you to download my Vision Quest, and you'll have access to that for the next until December 31st, 2022. So now let's just get into the granular themes of February. And the main themes of February has to do with relationships, and the relationship with ourselves, the relationship with others, and also of healing past betrayals, of not only of the ones that may have betrayed us, but because it could have been soul contracted of things that maybe you in before you came onto this planet was already contracted. Everyone here on this planet Earth, including me, including you, including this community, we all act upon a role as teachers in one way or another, not in a sense of authority where there's like a subordinate and somebody that's above a seniority and subordinate. It's not about that. We're here to learn. We're just at all different grades of what specific lesson we came here to learn. And this is what's going to be really magnified in February. So after the soul searching in January, which was about initiation, and even though it was kind of slow in a sense of internal, it was very heavy. It wasn't slow. It was actually very heavy. It was very dense, because we're like, all right, new year, okay. But the energy of 2021 and 2022, what has changed? What are you ready to let go of completely once and for all, so you can expand your vessel for the love and all that you deserve to come in? Are you still, if there's even if there's 1% of uncertainty that is inside your body, that 1%, that thought feeds the other cells. And what happens most often than not, many of my private clients and those that are in certain communities, they ask, well, I've done this vision board, I've done these manifestation things, and I've done this quest. How come I'm not manifesting? But the truth of the matter is there are things that are hidden in the subconscious that it could be the fear of success, or the fear of failure, or the fear of being, love and lost, or losing love, and you can never lose love. So we get to the bottom of it, and this is what's happening in the month of February. There's also this energy of polarities. So this is the month of where the heart and the minds connect. And everything that you did of initiation, of saying, of cleanup stuff in January, of putting goals. And this is the goal setting is not, let me do a to-do list. This is what I'm going to do. This is my vision board. This is what I'm doing this year. It's about being in it already. So I like to do a to-be list, because when we're in it, we start manifesting. It's like, I loved as a little girl, and I'm not a great actress by no means. I loved playing make-believe though. We didn't have, I'm a child of 1970s and 80s. I grew up in, and we used to play house. Me and my next door neighbor, Sabina, my neighbor, Allison, Who's this, who's that, who owns the supermarket, who does, and we played out, and we would get into these roles. And when you get into the roles, you really, you imagine and you start embracing and you change the scenery. So I'm not saying to go around with a sub persona like for the next month, but it's about creating of what it is that you are becoming and already being in it, like already creating as if it's there. So then you get to change the backdrop. You get to change the scenery, because if you are single and you want a partner in your life, you feel it's this desire. You are desiring that because it exists. You wouldn't have a desire for something if it wasn't in the field. So what I do is, in private sessions, and also when we do in certain community work, is we remove that veil so you could actually see the field and clarity comes in, because there's certainty. And this month is about of certainty of listening to your heart, removing the logic and negotiation, like not to look for the quest of finding a logical solution to a spiritual, cyclical, mundane, at times, pattern that keeps on repeating itself. And it's not putting anyone down, because we all have gone through it, right? I can't teach and I can't channel certain things, although I do, channel 6-dimensional beings, but I cannot channel and connect on a human form if I haven't experienced either. It doesn't matter how many books we can read, get our PhD, unless there's real life experience, whether in this lifetime or the past lives. The tangibility, the authenticity is very hard to believe, right? You have to go through it. So the truth can only set you free. And the truth by the way it makes your body feel. So this month on an energetic levels also equals the number 8, where we're adding the month and we are adding the year. And this is the number 8 rules Saturn, or vice versa. There's every single number has a certain influential planetary influence that is around, that's energetically vibrating throughout. So when we are going through this on an energetic level as a collective, every single person on this planet, even, people on the other side of the world, northern, southern hemisphere, we're all in February right now, right? So there's only 1 day, 2 days that we actually overlap when we're not energetically in sync, the whole entire world, which is kind of cool, right? It's the beginning of the month and the end of the month. So this month, while we're in it, is a number 8. And this is all about money, status, power. And the only way that we can actually attain certain abundance mindset is to clear the vessel of scarcity, right? And not to overgive, not to overshare. So you can create the space for finally of receiving. So this is the month of rebuilding and thinking large, expanding, think big, think big, abundance, and abundance within yourself. Because you're going to learn as you think with your heart that you're going to channel this authentic Saturnian power with grace. And we began this month with the new moon of Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about people. It's about community. It's about collective. It's about communication as well. And it is the water bearer, right? This is it. It's the electric bearer, and it contains your energy. But it's important now, and this is like where things overlap, because it's the year of the water tiger on the lunar year, right? I don't know much about Chinese astrology. But I do know enough of telling you about the theme. And so ironically, this is the month of not allowing the emotions to get the better of you. That's the left doors of a number 2, right? We don't go into the feeling of inadequacy and being reactive. So this is the time where it's how can I serve the world, but allowing myself also to be served in a way where it is our hearts expand on a mutual basis. It's about being your own unique self without worrying what this person will think or the other person will think, because ultimately, when it's the end of our day, the last day of our life, the number one regret that people have is not living authentically to what they wanted, what they cherished within themselves, abiding by someone else's view of what happiness is to them. So this is really an incredible month of really allowing yourself to own your emotions. Now, maybe I'll go in throughout of like what to expect week by week. So I have my notes here, so just give me, sorry, my bells are here, my Tibetan bells. So like I mentioned, in the beginning of the month, we have the new moon of Aquarius, and that is on the 1st of February. And energetically, that equals the number 9. And number 9 is guru energy. It's about letting go. So that's why I said that like the new year actually begins on like 2/2/22, because number 9 energetically on February 1st, like that's the theme, that's the end of a cycle. And now we get to begin and press reset. And obviously on the power day of 2/2/22, when we have those, we have, what is it, 2, so it's 4, 2, it's 2, 3, 4, 5 twos. So sorry, it's taking me a second because when I go into logic and I go into channel, it takes a second. So when you have 5 twos, right, that equals the number 10, and that's initiation. So really on 2/2/22, you were able to be your own initiate. It doesn't matter if you didn't do something, uber super ritualistic, but I do invite you to start it now, because we're still in that energy of the new moon. And whenever there's a new moon, there's always a chance of new beginnings. And really, before you can begin those new beginnings, right, is to prioritize yourself of what it is that you are removing from your vessel, that has been like a squatter for a long time. It's there and it's not paying rent, and it's just taking up space, and it's not allowing something gorgeous and the beautiful gems to come in. So on February 4th, which is my dad's birthday, God bless him, which is tomorrow, that is going to be where we're literally on the halfway of the winter and the summer point, which is kind of cool. So the days are really going to start getting longer if you live in the northern hemisphere. The days are going to get started. They're going to start getting shorter in the southern hemisphere. So in the north, we're getting warmer, and in the southern hemisphere, the days are getting a little shorter. But that being said, that also it propels us, because even Mercury went into it's stationary today, which is the 3rd. When it's stationary, things are kind of stagnant for a moment, but you're going to feel now really uber creative in the next few days, because in the next 3 months, like 2.5, not 2 months, 3 months, almost 3 months, we're going to have no planet in retrogrades, which is really cool, because then we get to really be able to call in of the energies that we truly would like to manifest. And where we don't feel, even though I love working with retrogrades, I love working with any type of energy, to be candid, because it's not that I love challenges. I love learning. I am a student for life. Until I am 150 years old, I will forever be taking a class, learning, I'm a mentor for some people, and I have literally my shaman on a payroll. I kid you not. This is something that I will forever be investing in my education, because for the more that I experience, the more I invest in myself, the more I can invest in you. We all pay it forward. And I know that you do the same. So for the next 12 weeks, know that whatever you're going to be investing in yourself is going to be incredible. We get to see things much clearer, and our visions and our mission on this planet Earth really becomes really clear. And then around the time of I believe it's on the 16th. Yes, on the 16th, because I remember it was a number 7. Energetically, it's a number 7, which is connected to Neptune, yet it's a full moon in Leo. And Leo is connected with the sun. It's not a planet. Leos are like, now we're in the water tiger, like lunar year, the full moon of Leo. When I tell you shit's going to hit the fan, shit will hit the fan. Okay. Life the way we know it is going to like change at that like it starts around that time. We're going to feel it, but there's nothing for you to fear. That Leo energy, it's ruled by the sun. They're showing things, like things that have been hidden are like literally like in the spotlight. Like I mentioned to you before, change your freaking scenery, change the backdrop, put a different color on. Colors have energy. Watch what happens. But Leo with the sun, that full moon cultivates endings. And what it's going to do, it's going to have that big spotlight shining on so many people, on countries, when I tell you things are going to be excavated from underneath, there's something that I sing when I go for a walk at night with my husband. I haven't done it yet. I don't go out when it's lower than 50 degrees. I like warm weather, and I live in New York. The creeps come out at night. I think that's what I sing because we live like, in a place where there's deer. There's a lot of like, it looks like upstate, like the place where we live actually, and we're 20 minutes away from Manhattan. But you're literally like the creeps come out at night. What's going to happen is that spotlight of the full moon of Leo, you're going to see every freaking creep that you've ever encountered. And the world is going to be like, even structures, financial structures. That's why I don't give financial advice. There's always a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an astrologer. I am not a medical doctor. I am not. I am a metaphysician. I read energy. I could read the field. My predictions usually are 99.9% true. However, there's always free will, and collectively we're very strong. But let me tell you, there's going to be a shift in money, and it has to do with but if you have abundance consciousness, you're going to be okay. But it has to do with the scarcity and abundance of others, control and not control, fear or faith. And we're going to feel this, because especially if you folks are from the United States, when it is the United States Pluto return on February 20th, which is 22222, which was the same energy that we felt yesterday, for those of you that are here live. And that is again an initiation day. So it's a death and a rebirth of the United States, when things, and this is like, I think it was a Pluto return. Pluto is, I'm a Cappy. I know about Pluto and Saturn. It is a small planet, but it's powerful. And it is telling you, get out of your comfort zone. Things are about to go down, and either swim or sink. And we don't want to sink. And why? I don't even want to swim. I want to float. I want to enjoy the lukewarm water. I don't want to swim and feel like I have to, overexert myself. But that is the day. It happened, I guess, 240 something years ago, 1776, when the United States was first born. Every single country, every single planet, every single state, every single province, wherever you live in the world, has a certain energetic imprint associated with it. The United States, it's like the hub in a way. When we think that we have our shit together, the world also like feels that it has its stuff together. I'm really using this language tonight. But what will happen is it's going to be something that on an energetic level that we're all going to feel here in the United States, and it's going to trickle down into the rest of the world, where structures are going to collapse. Pluto is death and rebirth. Our hospitals, our infrastructure when I say collapse, it's not closing down. It's the way that it was operated is going to, and you've been seeing that the way that it's been operating just isn't healthy anymore. I spent November in a hospital for quite some time, not me myself, and I'm like, my God, they're understaffed. People aren't connecting anymore. They're walking around like robots. You know, these healthcare workers that risk their lives. The system is not treating these healthcare workers with the love and respect. And it's just convoluted to me. It really is convoluted. And you're going to see countries collapsing, or infrastructures that they've had, governments, put it like that, not countries, the governments. There's going to be a scarcity of the ones with the mindset with certain food supplies. I mean, today I was on the phone with one of my best friends and she was getting flowers and she's like, whoa, the price went up on this. Everything goes up. I cook everything now from scratch, all my ingredients. I'm going to start getting great soil in the springtime, and I'm going to start growing it myself, because the prices are insane. They're absolutely insane. So what's happening is during that time of the full moon, which is the 16th, that's going to be initiation of clearing those things out. And don't fear, because whatever needs to be removed, it's so you can rebuild it again. It's dissolving our illusions. It's imperative. It is so imperative. Don't be afraid. Janet Namaste is here. Don't be afraid. Okay. It's time for you to take charge to rebuild your innate vision in the way that you want the world to be. That is the number. That's the February month. And it's also about the number 2 energy. It's working with your intuitive ability, about working with others in cooperation. You're learning about love. You're learning about what fuels the universe. And that's the most important thing. So it's about also paying attention to what your passions are. But there are going to be big gains, huge gains, and huge losses in February. There's no, like, it's literally like, Libra, the sign of the scales, but there may be a financial downturn, but your goals and your vision and your destiny and your love has to be aligned, and you have to be rich at heart. When you listen to your heart, you will have all those opportunities. So remember, February 20th is when we have that US Pluto return. And then at the end of the month is when we're finally on the 26th to like around the 26th, we are now finally out of the post-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. So this is where we're really going to feel the release. We're going to be able to exhale, and we're going to be able to re-energize and to reset our visions and begin March with going within, healing the inner child, and be the best teacher to ourselves as we want for the world to be, like, really, truly. So this month's theme, and then we're going to get into our meditation, just to summarize, the themes are about polarity, trusting your intuition, to go in with certainty, to tune in and to have your vessel filled. Even when things are great, tune into yourself. Prosperity, power. It has to do with money as well. And it also has to do with being flexible. So this truly is a month of the more flexible you are and not being stern of this is the way it has to be. You're going to be able to really see your visions for the future. And that's what's going to really, we're cultivating throughout this entire month. So just one step at a time, and allow, celebrate all of the small wins that you do, because when you celebrate that, your cells perceive it as, I'm going to do it more. But never compare the next win with the win that you had prior, because it's always going to be different. It's always going to be different. You're not the same person that you were even before you listened to this transmission. You're someone different. You are more elevated, I hope. I hope your heart is smiling. So don't worry about how things are going to work out. This is the month of truly enjoying and being the journey of who you actually are and your uniqueness, and know that there's going to be many doors and opportunities that will be opening up. So without further ado, we're going to go into our meditation. And I wish everyone a blessed, beautiful February, may be filled with so much love and harmony, soulmate energy, and abundance, truly abundance. You know, may the right relationships always be by you, support, community, and may you know how much you're loved, because I love you. I do. So let's tune in into our meditation now. This is the meditation for the month of February. So gently close your eyes. And become still. And become aware of your beautiful breath. Breathing in love. Breathing in hope. Breathing in compassion. And exhale. And become aware of where your breath is coming from. Is it coming from your abdomen or your heart? And if it is in your solar plexus, gently bring that beautiful breath up to your heart space, filling up your lungs with the full capacity of oxygen, allowing all the cells as you take a gentle inhale and hold it, and a gentle exhale throughout your nose. Breathing in love, light, compassion. And allow now the energy of your beautiful soul, of what it would look like. Perceive what your higher self, a hologram of your beautiful soul. Perceive that beautiful energy coming in front of you like a mirror. And don't worry about if you can't visualize. Just with every breath, allow your whole being and the clarity of your reflection to start painting itself right before you. And as it paints, simultaneously, you allow your head and neck to relax. Allow the breath of love, the breath of compassion and truth to go down every single vertebrae in your back, relaxing your back. And if your arms or legs are crossed and you're sitting upright, gently uncross your arms and legs and allow the energy to flow up your spine as with every breath, breathing up, going up to the top of your head, your crown chakra. As you exhale, going down your body, going down your face, visualizing the breath of relaxation, going down both shoulders, relaxing every muscle, your elbow, your hands, your fingers, and just allow your shoulders to drop down from gravity. And once again, a gentle inhale going up your spine, pausing for a brief moment now, right in between your eyebrows, igniting the energy of 2022 or the energy of intuition. And allow your intuition now, as you exhale, going down your body, relaxing your throat chakra, your heart, your lungs, your solar plexus. And once again, going up from your tailbone, inhaling beautiful love and stopping briefly right in between your eyebrows, igniting intuition, compassion, love, abundance, and your soul's capacity to receive love. As you exhale now, going all the way down now to your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your shins, your feet, and the bottom of your feet. And visualize now your feet on top of this beautiful selenite stone. It's a flat selenite. And selenite is a beautiful crystal that neutralizes, that protects your auric field, that protects the threshold of your homes, your sacred spaces. And it also cleanses any toxic thoughts that have been inside, any hurts. It helps to dissipate with honor and compassion and nurture. And now breathe this energy of selenite going up your body, cleansing your auric field in the back, removing past traumas, and allowing now the selenite to connect with your soul star, which is about a foot above your head, 12 inches. And it cleanses out the pathway of the channel between your higher self and you as a human in physical form of doubts. Allow the doubts to dissipate. It's dissipating. And now, beautiful, this sparkling, cleansing light now goes with the selenite energy in front of your body. And it encompasses the left and the right of your body and your being in this full cylinder, all the way now, the front, clearing the path before you. And now, as it goes all the way down, back to your feet, balancing your body, your soul from above to below, the law of polarity that we're going into in this year of Venus, the year of the water tiger, the year of the unique you, the year of genuine love and community. You're now cleansed and cleared. And the vision of you, your higher self, appears before you. And it becomes so clear. And you may not look like you. It may be you from a past life. It could be a queen, a king, a priest, a priestess. Anyone that you imagine. But it is the higher self of your soul, of the all-knowing. And it knows the path of your divine heart. And ask now your higher self, so please tell my soul what it is that I am ready to see and hear what your higher self tells you, for you always know the answer. Please tell me what I need to let go of to create the capacity of more abundance and love. Show me what to be. And allow that energy, allow it to be shown to you at this moment. Beautiful. My higher self, please tell my soul what mission do I have on this planet at this moment in time, and allow the message to come in. Beautiful. And you'll have time to redo this meditation at any time you wish and write down your findings. But for now, bow down to the essence of your higher self. As you open up your heart and give that hologram big hug, embrace it with your loving acceptance, and thank your higher self for showing you the way. And knowing with 100% certainty that you have all the support and love inside of you, growing up in the embrace of confidence, of authenticity, of love, and all that you've ever desired. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this February monthly vibe. And if you'd like to connect on a personal level, we are launching the Soul Star membership on the 1st of March, and I would love for you all to be a part of it. If you're enjoying these transmissions, these videos on YouTube, please do subscribe, share it with your friends, your family. This is the way we spread light, and we're all light workers here. So I love you all. And until next time, may you have a blessed February. Namaste. Thank you.